Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space with the air.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I've got my Jedi Wisdom hoodie on today, and are you guys ready to learn something new? I just learned this, and it kind of blew my mind and really was applicable today. There's a part of your brain called the RAS. So RAS stands for Reticular Activating System, and the purpose of what this part of your brain does is it determines what you notice in the world. So the reason why it's so important to really set our goals and intentions or standards on positive things and constantly learn something new is when we want to keep growing. So when you set your goal and you get a clear vision of what that goal looks like, set a reason behind it, review it every day. What happens when you do that is anything that relates to your goal, your standard, or your brain will really kind of align itself so that it now becomes aware and says, when you set your intentions and your goals, your brain goes, this I need to notice. So have you guys ever noticed, like if you buy a new car or you buy an outfit or you talk about a new subject or topic, then all of a sudden like you see it everywhere and you're like, how do they know? What? Who's following me? The RAS knows what's important, and when you set your sights on it, it'll make it say, this is part of my life, this is part of my world, I need to know this in order to move forward in those goals and aspects. But we really have to set that intention first. So we got to start step by step. Use that Lift app. I already checked off all my things for this morning, which is awesome. Just one example of really setting your RAS, and to borrow the words of the great motivator Les Brown, you have greatness within you. And what's so cool about this journey of doing these videos so far is that you guys have been paying me wonderful compliments, and I appreciate that. Please don't stop because it feels wonderful. But it also reminds me that this is not about me at all. This is more about you and more about your progress and whatever it is you're doing, and kind of helping us all move forward together. Whatever greatness or admiration or inspiration you find in me is simply because, in these videos, I want you to remember that I'm a mirror. So what I mean by that is that I'm simply a reflection of whatever you yourself are shining out into the world. And simply by tuning in and watching these videos every day, whether it's for the cats, the dogs, I'm sorry, my cat will be here in a moment, it's amazing because you're setting your RAS on something positive. You're setting your RAS on helping other people, or just trying to get a little bit going for ourselves so that we can then go out there and turn around and help other people in the world. It's pretty innate. I mean, when you give people beauty and you give people happiness, radiance, and love, they give it right back. So we give whatever we get. So if you've ever met me, you know that I just reflect whatever you give me, but I reflect it with my hugs, right? So that's just one simple way. So somehow we forget this on a monthly, weekly, and daily basis, and we need to remind ourselves of the power of who we want to be and the ability to help others in big and small ways every day. And remember that always go forth and help people, because there's a lot of other breaths of fresh air. It's so hard to say. Growing up, my mother would always tell me to go out and be a powerful force for good. And when I was a kid, I didn't quite understand that all the way. And now I'm starting to. Sometimes it gets rough. We've got to remind ourselves of just how important those words are. And they're always worth it. There's always people out there that are breaths of fresh air. Got it this time. Boom. So take the focus off of yourself today and just see how you can try and live for someone else. Smile a little bit longer, hold the door open, give a compliment, call someone and tell them you love them, but by all means, don't stop commenting on these videos. Your acts of, today, comment your acts of kindness and maybe what you did that made someone else feel good, and in turn, you'll realize it makes you feel really good. So, turn it outwards, go out there and post your stories, post your comments below, and let's kind of help each other, inspire one another to continue to go out there and be powerful forces for good. So thanks, Mom, for giving me that quote years ago. That is so applicable to my life. I love you.